Hello and welcome to the Python tutorial series. My name is Daneyal and today we are going to learn a very important concept that is called class variable. This concept is a little bit confusing. Sometimes students get confused of what is the class variable and what is the instance variable. So in the previous session we have seen that what is instance variable. Instance variable means every object will have its own copy, and if you make changes into it, then it will be reflected into that object. It will not reflect into another object. But in the class variable, we declare any variable inside the class. For example, if I declare a variable with the name of notice and having some notice that is Sunday is working day, okay, so this variable that you declare direct inside the class is called class variable. And the feature of this class variable is that it will have only one copy, and that will be shared by all objects. Okay, with respect to the instance variable is for every object that you can see: name, salary, email, and Daneyal. This is for this object, and here another object, it has its own copy of instance variable, name, salary, and email. But if you create any class variable, so this will be only one, and this will be shared by all objects. Okay, so to access this variable, we can write, or we can access through the class name direct, or by using the object's name. Okay, to accessing, I'm saying to accessing. Okay, so let me create one method here. That method is float notice, and this method will float the notice to every employee. Okay, so I will print the value as I can access through the class name employee dot notice. Sorry, that is notice. And if I access this method, let me clean the code to emp1 dot and float notice. And at the same time, I am accessing emp2 dot float notice. So as you can see, the output says Sunday is working for both objects. So this is the standard, this is the recommendation that we should access, and we should update the value of class variable with the class name. And for the accessing, you can write the self also. This will be same if we get the out, if you see the output, this is the same. For it is not a problem with the accessing, but sometimes it gets confusing when I will show you. Just wait a little bit. Okay, now if I make changes into it, and if I do this employee dot, and the variable is notice, and now notice is change. Sunday is holiday. Okay, so if I do this, then it will make changes into one copy that is available, and that is notice. So it will be change everywhere. So if I run this one, then you can see that Sunday is holiday. How does it work? So first understand this one. This is your memory representation that we have seen in the previous session. Now, what will happen if you create any class variable? So it will create a class variable like this. Okay, and since I have only one right now, so this will be notice is equal, and the notice was a Sunday is working. Okay, this was the notice. And when you create this one, this will be shared by all objects. So this will be something like this. This EMP will have this one, and here this EMP2 will also have the notice. So as you can see, both object is pointing to this class variable. And if I write self dot notice, then Sunday is working. If I write self dot or emp1 dot notice, then it will be access. Why? Because notice is not a part of this object. So similarly, if I write this one, just look at here, print, I'm only accessing through the object emp1 dot and notice, and let me copy and paste. That is emp2 dot notice. So as you can see, we are getting the same output. Okay, so this is the class variable. But what happens sometimes, accidentally what we do, only one thing you can do with the class variable through the object is you can access. Okay, if you try to update that, suppose if you try to update this class variable with the help of emp1, or you trying to update the value of emp2, so it will not update this value. This updation can be done only by your class name. Okay, let me show you. If I write this notice is equal, okay, and I write notice changed, this one. So what happen when you do this? This will check first of all that notice is a part of emp1 or not. emp1 means the object, okay, not the class. So as you can see, notice is not a part of this object. So what will happen in the background? It will create an instance variable and it will put into this object. Let me print this first. As you can see, emp1 is getting the notice change, but emp2 is getting Sunday is holiday. So what happened when you write this? It will do this one. Just look at here. It will create a notice variable in it instead of updating. Okay, so be careful when you are writing this. Okay, so notice changed. This is the value. So I hope now this is clear. So only one thing you need to remember, that if you want to update the value, then this should be happen only through your class name. If you do with your object name, then it will create its own instance variable rather than it's going to update your class variable. So updation should be done with the class name. You can access the class variable with the objects, so it doesn't matter. Okay, so this is your class variable. So if you have a situation in which you want to put common things for all objects, then we should go for the class variable, and this is the whole concept. So I hope the class variable is clear. If you have still doubt, then you can put your queries into the comment box, and please like, comment and share the videos. And if you are new to this channel, please subscribe this channel for the future videos. Thank you. Bye bye.